Whoa, my hair is an absolute state for this. Hold on. That's a little bit better. Alright, chaps and chapettes. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different.
And now for something completely different.
I always upload gaming videos on Mondays and that's not going to stop. I figured I'd do something new on another day, which will probably end up being Friday because, you know, weekend fun time and whatever nonsense. In these videos I'll be doing the usual gaming channel stuff that everyone else does, which is, you know, reviewing junk online, talking about my thoughts on stuff that interests me, yada, yada, yada. You've seen it before, I'm sure. I'm not going to be the first YouTube channel you've ever followed. To kick that off, I want to talk about one hell of a drinking experience I had on the weekend just gone with a few friends, where it combined two of everyone's favourite passions, drinking and science. Now, if there's any young impressionable viewers, or let's face it, old impressionable viewers, drinking is not cool. It is something sad people do to make themselves feel happy. So, you know, half of the internet, but irrelevant. The place I went is called The Alchemist. Not this Alchemist, obviously. It wasn't a small blonde child, missing limbs, whatever. But it's a place called The Alchemist, which, if the name alone doesn't convince you, wait for the rest of the story. I'm sure there's other ones around, but I went to one in Portsmouth in England. I've been there once before, but I didn't order anything mind-blowing. It was more of the stuff I saw around me. But this place, whew, buckle in for the rest of the story because it gets wild. Wildish as much as you can explaining drinks. So before you even order your poison to come to the table, you read through an entire menu that kind of looks like a wizard's tome. The one I started off with is fairly boring. It was just like an old-fashioned but smoky. If you don't know what an old-fashioned is, it's basically a fairly standard whiskey drink. He drinks a vodka drink, he drinks a lager drink, he drinks a cider drink. No, not that. But even this drink had a twist. Like when they brought it out, they brought a fairly standard glass with a massive circular ice cube in. It's not much in itself. Then a beaker, and he had one of those like smoke guns, is the only way I can describe it, to blast the smoke in there. I put my hand over for a couple of minutes as it smoked up, poured it in. Mwah, beautiful. My friend Matt ordered one called the legal one, which is what I can only describe as they bring over a bong with the drink in it, and you just have to suck it up through the pipe at the end. Again, it's got dry ice in it to make it look smoky, so clever. And then the girls around the table ordered a colour changing drink where you pour two liquids in and then it changes colour, which in itself is magic. And also a drink I can only describe as if a mermaid and a lava lamp had sex and made this blue beauty called, I think it was a Woo Lagoon or something like that. Very clever. We also had like nibbles, which is fairly standard food. The only cool thing about it is I ordered like some cheese-filled dough balls, and the cheese comes in syringes you have to put in yourself. Not druggy, it's totally fine. On to the second round of drinks, it got a little bit more wild, magical, scientific. I did want to get a drink called a pipe dream, which comes in a small glass pipe, apparently. I never got to see that because the waitress said they don't have enough of the glass pipes left because people keep either accidentally smashing them or stealing them, which in their defense, I probably would have tried to steal it if I could. Not cool on them, but they shouldn't give it in such a cool glass. You can get some drinks which are served in a little hip flask. If you get a drink in a hip flask, you keep the hip flask. You get I was going to say free hip flask, but you're paying for the drink. You've been swindled. What I ended up getting was a drink called a Dead Red Zombie, which was in a fairly standard glass stein, but the liquid inside kind of looked like red lava lamp, and it was bubbling and spitting at the top, I guess to make it look more zombie-ific. It was really cool. And then the rest of the table was mostly drinks just with a metric butt ton of dry ice in it to make it all smoky, pour over the top, make it look like we were chain smokers, and another drink called the Flash Gordon, which should have been really cool. It said it had magic fire on it, which I was expecting explosions left and right. All it was a little bit of fire paper, like magicians use. They lit it, it went up real quick, and that was about it. Still really cool. It all tasted great still. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. Anyone who sees a place called The Alchemist, I'd recommend give it a try. I'm pretty sure they had some alcohol-free cocktails as well, but why would you go for that? You can do. It's up to you. It was all very cool stuff. It all tasted great. It wasn't as expensive as you might think for science and wonder and magic and mystery. But as you can tell by all of my wonder and compliments, this video is obviously sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. The game on your... No, of course it's not. I'm nowhere near big enough for sponsor material yet. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, this is a new segment. I don't know what I'm going to do next yet. If you have any suggestions of what you want to see, either about my daily boring life or any videos or articles you've seen which are interesting and want to see a review of, let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, until next time, see ya.